A super simple cobblestone generator that you can AFK at for half an hour and get a full double chest. This works in 1.14 and I'm going to prove it by doing the tutorial in 1.14. Don't you go anywhere. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening and good night, depending on what time you're watching this next tutorial video from me, Avomance, on my farm tutorial series. Now, a lot of you have said, Avo, your cobblestone generator, it doesn't work in 1.13, there's something wrong with it. And you're right, actually some of the redstone underneath, because of the way things have updated in 1.13 and therefore onwards into 1.14, then that is not going to work for you as well as you would want it to. So I'm doing a reboot. This I'm doing in the 1.14 snapshot 19W14A. So I'm pretty confident that this will continue to work throughout 1.14, and it does also work in 1.13 because I've checked it too. It is massively more simple than the previous one, which is obviously I'm very, very happy about. And as a result, I'm hoping you're going to enjoy this one. So I'm just going to crack on with it right now. You really, really don't need a lot to build this. You will require 2 chests, 4 hoppers, about 14 glass. These are kind of optional, but I like to use them. 16 cobblestones, so 16 cobblestone to make a cobblestone generator, yes, but trust me, you need it. You need 89 structural blocks. I've used stone bricks because they look quite industrial. 3 steps that will go with the structural blocks, 1 observer block, 4 pistons, not sticky pistons, normal pistons, 1 redstone repeater, 10 redstone dust, 1 button, which is optional, but I do recommend it, 4 buckets of water, 2 buckets of lava, and then obviously you need a pick to do your mining with. The footprint you need for this is 5 by 3. So that's the bit on the floor. That's the space on the floor that you need, with a chest at one end poking out of it. Once you go up a couple of blocks, it does start to come out a couple more blocks, but that is your footprint. So we're going to build this from the bottom up, partly because it's then easier for you to make it in survival, and partly because actually it works a lot better if you do it from the bottom up. Get yourself a double chest. If you wanted to dig down and make multiple double chests, that's absolutely fine. And then here, get yourself 1, 2, 3, 4 hoppers. So you should have a hopper on the last central, but not on this one. I'm just going to replace that wall there with sandstone so it doesn't look weird underneath. Put yourself 2 glass right there, and get also yourself your structural block, whatever that structural block might be. I'm using stone bricks. Run stone bricks along both of those sides like that, and then on this side run stone bricks all the way along, and on the other side run stone bricks, but don't put one on that block there. So you see what I've done there, right? Then get yourself some cobblestone and put cobble. I know it's a cobble generator, but you need to prime it. Just trust me. Put cobble there, 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 and there. So you can see this is kind of the look that you have got. Then get yourself an observer block and face it into that bit of cobble. So the little redstone bum is facing outwards because you want the redstone fart to be coming outwards. Okay, that's what you need. And then on top of this, put a row of on either side, stick another one on there, and then again prime this with 4 cobble, just like that. The next bit is building a 5 by 6 ring. So flush with the back, put out 3 blocks like that, come out on either side, and then build a 5 by 6 ring coming around like that. So the only side that it's actually flush with your original tower is this back bit. All the other bits are sticking out. Make that too high all the way around. That's perfect. And then come to the back. So the front is, where's it gone? The front is there with the chest. So come to the back and build 2 high that tower there, and come out another 4. So that should be flush with the edge of that. Inside here, get yourself a piston. In fact, get yourself 4 pistons to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it should be a 2 high gap underneath these pistons like that. On one side, I would suggest you do this side. So as you're looking at it on the left hand or the right hand side, sorry, build up another structural block build up another row of cobblestone, and then another row of cobblestone. That's really, really important. And you should have a 2 deep hole here and a 1 deep hole right there. Now on the side that you've got your 2 deep hole, come out with a C shape like that. So that then becomes a 3 deep hole. Can you see that? Then what I want you to do is I want you to come down on the back, and with your structural block again, if you imagine this is the top, come down diagonally there to that structural block there, the one below it, put a block out there, then below that, put a block, below that, put a block. So you're building like a diagonal shape, and then another block kind of, so you got 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 steps down. Then step on the floor, so it's coming all the way around, and then the back of that observer block, where the little redstone bum is, shove a little bit of a block on there too. Now these don't have to be the same structural block, but they do, this one at least, does need to be a redstone conductive block. Then what we're going to do, on these steps here, 1, remember you can step on these steps now as well, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, all the way along there. Now what I also recommend you do here, just in case you ever need to reprime the system, is put yourself a button on the back of that, and that will fire off the redstone, which will make all of these pistons fire. And once you've done that, you once you've got a completely full system that is under there, then you are going to be absolutely laughing. If you don't do that, and for whatever reason, and it does occasionally glitch out that the observer doesn't push everything all the way down, then just lob a button on the back here, bump, and you are sorted. Press it as many times until you get a little click, and the click will sound like this. And it does nothing. See, it does nothing whatsoever. Whereas, if there's a gap and you've got your generator rolling, it will push it down and it'll be a different sound. Okay, then in here, get yourself a redstone repeater, and that repeater must be pointing into that block and out of this block. So what happens when that observer sees that there is an update to the block, and the update to the block will be this the cobblestone block in front of it disappearing when you mine it out, that lets out a redstone fart, and that soft charges, gives a soft powered block on the back here. That soft powered block can then be sucked out using this repeater, which hard powers this block, which means that this redstone gets lit, and it shoves the signal all the way up and all the way across and fires all of the pistons. If there is a gap underneath any of these pistons for up to 12 blocks of pushable blocks, then that will fire. Now what we've got under here, of course, are these hoppers. Hoppers are not pushable, so it'll only push as far as the hopper, but if there are any gaps, it will push these bits downwards, and you'll have the opportunity to be able to make a fuller space. That was awful English there. Congratulations, Avomance. Then get yourself upside down step and put it upside down like that. The reason being is because you want to protect this space here. You don't want to be mining that out. Okay, so that is it so far. The only thing you need to do now is to prime it. So to prime it, what you do is in the deep space, you get a water bucket, and you've got to place this water very, very carefully. You want on the row level with the pistons, put yourself a water bucket. You do it however way you want, it's entirely up to you. Water bucket there, 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 and there. That will give a water column that shoots all the way down. Now, because that is 3 high, the water will only go downwards. If you were to make it too high, then when it gets to the bottom, it's going to try and shoot sideways in a moment, and you want to avoid that. In here, you want your 2 lava buckets, and in the middle ones, put in 1 and 2, just like that. Dead simple. Right, so the next bit is entirely optional, but I do recommend it, and that is to glass off all the way around here. Use glass simply because then you can see it. So I'm doing this in as non-aesthetic a way as possible, because this is purely for function, not for aesthetic. That locks in the system. You can see there, locks in quite nicely. And you can then start cracking on. So that is a workable system now. If I were to mine out these blocks, then what you'll get is you'll get this observer firing, which will send the signal up. It will push the pistons down, and because the lava and the water meet in the right way, it produces more cobble. So we're going to have a go at that. I've come into survival just to show you how this works. You can see we've got an empty chest there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to crouch click and get myself right up against the chest, because you need to be deep in, and I'm going to mine out that block, that block, that block, and that block. You can see as I get that fourth block, all of them come down again. I'm going to do it again. All of them come down again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll never ever hit the glass at the back because it's too far away. Then if I open up the chest, you can see we've got the 12 blocks that we have just mined out. So I'm just going to take those out again, pop them there, and what we're going to do is we're going to effectively mine for 1 minute, and we're going to see how long or how many blocks of cobblestone we're going to get in a single minute. So get yourself nice and nestled up against that chest, and here we go. And that was actually 61 seconds because I stopped a second late. So what have we done in the chest? You can see it's all completely, if I come, oh, I can't go no, because I'm in survival, you silly man. Right, so if I try and, I can't even get up there, can I? So if I just use that block, I just want to show you that the integrity of all of that lava and water is still very much okay. There we go, you can see the water is still there, the lava is still there, so that's all good. So if I just mine down there, there we go. So inside this chest, after 61 seconds, we've got a stack plus 12 of cobblestone in 61 seconds. So you can imagine if you were going to do an AFK, because obviously you can set your AFK and just bash through this, and even if you only did it for about 10 minutes, you're going to end up with something like 12 to 14 stacks of cobble in just 10 minutes of AFK. Literally set it up to AFK, go and have your dinner, come back half an hour later, and this fella is going to be almost full. It's a very, very efficient way of getting it. You don't need anything any bigger than this. Of course, this looks pretty ugly the way it stands at the moment, and you can pretty it up as much as you want. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm not going pretty. I'm just going to go functional because that's what you guys asked for. One really, really simple, incredibly efficient AFK cobblestone generator. Okay, not very pretty, but I know you guys could make it pretty as much as you would like. That completely works in 1.14, completely works in 1.13. So you shouldn't have any problems with this fella like you have with the other one that is ever so slightly broken. I do hope you enjoy it. If you have enjoyed this video, please do remember to slap that like button. It'd be great to know you enjoy them, and I will keep on making them. Also, if you've not done it already, please do hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to see it in my sub club, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.